It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead. This is gonna be my episode breakdown for Season 5, Episode 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. It's called The Hurt That Will Happen, an interesting title, but without further ado, let's jump right into this. So first, we have this shot of Strand talking through the recorder that Al has. Strand says, if you're watching this, it means that I probably didn't make it. Now, I'm not sure why he's recording this or what leads him to record this, but obviously something must have happened for Strand to not feel like he can make it. Maybe it's even connected to what we already know, which is they just lost their camp. Things are not looking good in their favor. So that could be the cause for Strand to record himself saying these things. Then we have this pretty cool shot of Luciana, who appears to be healing from her wounds still. Then we have June, Alicia, John, and Morgan. They are probably in the same building that they found in the last episode, or the truck stop. Then we have this shot of these heads that are hanging. Alicia's heard in the background saying, someone knows we're here. So this is probably at their camp. And as we see in the next shot, that group that we just saw are the ones that are looking at these heads. If you pay attention, in the last episode, they found these roadblocks. And those roadblocks had the same exact heads on the trees, as well as just other walkers chained together in the middle of the road. And at this point, we're led to assume that Logan was the one that put those roadblocks up. So most likely, he's also responsible for doing this. And this connects to what Alicia's saying. Someone knows we're here. So maybe Logan and the others came back to take more things from them or something along those lines. Then we have this shot of Morgan and Alicia. They find another roadblock, this time with cars and the words danger, keep out, with the same kind of radiation signs that are posted there. Not sure if Logan had something to do with this well or if this was done by someone else. I am leaning more towards this not being done by Logan, because Logan doesn't appear to be the type of person that would care about the safety of others, and the person that put these things up clearly does care about the safety of others. And we have in the background Morgan saying, got more of those radiation signs, which just goes back to what I said. And this, much like the Walker roadblocks that we just saw in the last episode, is a throwback kind of scene, or is an Easter egg, if you will, of what we already saw in the original TV show of The Walking Dead, in Season 6 more specifically, when Negan and the Saviors put out roadblocks for the survivors. Then we have this shot of Luciana, and then this shot of a couple of walkers trying to get to these birds that are in this cage. Then we have this shot of Strand saying, can we just take a breath, holding up his hands. Obviously, at this point, we know who he's talking to. It was actually in the main trailer of Season 5 that they revealed it to us. He is looking at Daniel Salazar, talking to him. So this episode marks the return of Daniel Salazar, and we do see Daniel in other shots of this trailer as well. But what's very interesting is that it doesn't seem like things are going to end well for Strand, but we'll get to that. Then we have this shot of Alicia with a plane on the ground behind her. It seems like the plane crashed. Maybe it's the same plane that they crashed. Then we have this shot of Alicia with her signature weapon looking at these herd of walkers that are approaching. She's most likely going to kill them all. Then we have this shot of Alicia again. She says, every walker I kill, it's one less dangerous thing out there. So that kind of connects to the previous shot. So it seems like Alicia has a plan, or she's on a mission to kill as many of these walkers as possible. Then we have this shot of Alicia killing this walker. Now, this shot connects directly to the shot that we just saw previously. Then we have this shot as well. Now, this one, I don't know if it's from the same exact location, but it could be. But we have some vehicles in the background. Now, what's interesting is that we have some people in the back that appear to be wearing these suits that are meant to be a protection against poisonous chemicals. We do see a guy wearing it that I'll kind of point out in a minute, but it seems like maybe Morgan is one of the people in the back. So that's very interesting. I don't know what that's all about. Obviously, they're going to reveal that to us, but if they're wearing these chemical suits, why isn't Alicia? Or maybe they are getting ready to go somewhere that might have some poisonous chemicals there. So maybe after Alicia kills these walkers, she'll wear the same things that the people in the back are wearing. Then we have this shot of June looking through some cracks. And then this shot of June saying getting close to something and looking at a bullet. So they're clearly looking for something or someone. Maybe this is connected to them trying to figure out who's spying on them or who knows that they're there or looking for them. Then we have this shot of Morgan fighting this walker who appears to have gotten extremely close. Now, one thing I do want to say is this is the same exact walker that we do see earlier, where we have the walkers trying to get to the birds inside the cage. So this is the same exact walker. So those two are directly connected. Then we have this shot of Morgan, again, fighting this walker, but he has his legs tied. So someone clearly has knocked him out or something and has tied ropes around his legs, and so he's a hostage. So that's very interesting. Maybe the same people that took Morgan are the same people that took Al in the previous episode. Then we have Luciana saying, we can't stay here for long. Now, one thing I do want to say that I just remembered is maybe the people that are trying to get to them are not Logan and his crew. Maybe it is the people, the same exact people that took Al. So maybe those are the people that are trying to get to the survivors. And if you missed it, those are the same exact people that took Rick. So if you look at the map that Al found right before she was knocked out, the circles that were on that map were the same exact circles, or that was the same exact symbol that was on the helicopter that took Rick from the same community that Jadis was talking to. So it seems like there's a clear direct connection between the helicopter that took Rick and the people that are coming or that are around the Fear the Walking Dead crew. And they're the same exact ones that took Al hostage, and they may be the same ones that may have taken Morgan hostage. Then we have this shot of this guy holding a gun to someone's head, and they have this same sort of suit that's meant to keep the chemicals out or the poisonous chemicals out. So I'm sure there's a connection there between the signs that they see with the chemicals and this group of people who, like I said, are directly connected to the community that Rick is from. Now, if you take a look in the background, we have the birds in the cage. So that connects to what we just talked about. So I'm sure this is this guy pointing the gun at Morgan's head. So that's my prediction, that this guy is holding the gun towards Morgan's head. Now, this is very interesting because, like we saw before, there were people wearing those suits. And they were in the background when Alicia was killing the walkers. So how do those two connect exactly? I'm not sure, but that's very interesting. Then we have these shots of these walkers. And then we have this shot of Daniel Salazar. So this is your clear reveal that Daniel Salazar is going to return in this episode. And obviously, like I said before, he's most likely talking to Strand. Now, those two have had their interesting past, and they clearly seem to have this beef. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do and whether Strand is going to get away from Daniel without getting shot. But that seems unlikely because we clearly see Daniel Salazar shooting. Maybe he's not really shooting him. Maybe it's a warning shot. But it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Daniel and Strand and where Daniel is right now and what's going to happen. I'm sure how Strand found Daniel has something to do with the fact that he found those tapes in the previous episode that had Daniel in them. So maybe there's some sort of clue in there about where Daniel is going to be. Then we have this shot of Alicia fighting walkers and saying, hurry. And then this shot of Luciana's wound. And then this shot of these walkers that appear to be distorted in some way. Maybe this is also connected to the poisonous chemicals and the signs of the poisonous chemicals. And then the trailer ends with this shot of, I believe, Luciana, but I could be wrong, pointing the gun at someone, and that's it. We don't know who, but it's going to be very interesting to see how everything is going to come together. But that's basically my breakdown of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.